All right, so if you're a big anime fan and you're also trying to learn English, you've probably had this thought. Are all these hours I'm spending binge watching actually helping me learn? Is all that time on Crunchyroll secretly educational? Well, in this explainer, we're going to find out for sure. So let's get right to it. Picture this. You're settled in to watch some Attack on Titan, or maybe a classic like Naruto. You've got the original Japanese audio on, and the English subtitles are right there at the bottom. You are completely sucked into the story. But are you really improving your English? Or is this all just wishful thinking? Let's break down the arguments. First up, let's look at the case for yes. Because honestly, there's a really strong argument to be made that watching anime with subtitles can be a fantastic tool for learning. It's not just an excuse to watch more, I promise. Let's see why. So what are the big upsides here? Well, first, you learn new vocabulary, but not from some boring list. You're seeing it used in the actual context of a story, which helps it stick in your brain way better. Second, you start to get a feel for how natural sentences are actually built. Over time, this helps you read faster. And maybe the most important point of all, it's fun. When learning is enjoyable, you actually stick with it, and that consistency is absolutely everything. And think about the kind of language you're absorbing. These aren't just random words from a textbook. They're common, emotionally charged phrases you see and feel over and over again. Lines like, "I'll protect you," or "don't give up." Because you feel the character's emotion when they say it, those phrases get locked into your memory in a really powerful way. All right, but hold on, it's not quite that simple. We gotta flip the coin and look at the other side of the argument, the case for no. A lot of language teachers would say this method has some serious hidden limits that might actually be holding you back. So what are these major roadblocks? Well, the biggest one is kind of obvious when you think about it. Your ears are hearing Japanese, not English, so your listening skills and your pronunciation, they aren't improving one bit. Second, subtitles aren't always a perfect translation. Third, the language in anime is often super dramatic, not exactly how people talk in real life. And finally, when the action gets intense, let's be honest, you stop focusing on the words and you just focus on the plot. It becomes passive entertainment, not active learning. This really hits that point home about unnatural language. On the left, you've got these epic lines we all know and love. But would you ever actually say, "I swear on my honor," when making a simple promise to a friend? Probably not. You just say, "I promise." See? If you copy anime dialogue word for word, you could end up sounding pretty strange in a normal conversation. So we've got a strong case for yes and an equally strong case for no. Where in the world does that leave us? All right, let's cut to the chase and get the real answer. What's the final verdict here? The honest-to-goodness answer is yes, but with a big but. It's only a partial yes. Look, it's not a magic trick that will make you fluent overnight, but it's also definitely not useless. The real key is understanding exactly what it helps with and, more importantly, what it doesn't. This table breaks it all down perfectly. On the left, you see the clear wins. Your reading skills, your vocabulary, and your feel for sentence structure will for sure improve. And that motivation factor, it's huge. But now look at the right side. It does next to nothing for your listening, your pronunciation, or your actual speaking fluency. And that's a massive piece of the puzzle that gets left behind. So, if you love anime, please don't stop. You just need a smarter strategy. We need to go from just passively watching to actively learning. Let's talk about how you can build a much more effective habit. Here's a powerful and super simple method you can start using today. Step 1, watch the episode normally with subtitles just for fun. Get the story, enjoy it. Step 2, rewatch it, but this time switch to the English audio dub. This is where you actually train your ears. And finally, step 3, this is the most important part. Pick a few key sentences, pause the show, and repeat them out loud. This is where you start building those speaking skills. So, the most crucial point is this. Anime is an amazing tool to have in your English learning toolkit. It's fun, it's motivating, and it does help. But it just can't be your only tool. It's one important piece of a much, much bigger puzzle. For real, serious improvement, you need a balanced approach. So keep watching anime for what it's great at, having fun and practicing reading. But you have to combine it with other things. Listen to English podcasts. Practice speaking every single day, even if it's just to yourself. Read different stuff, not just subtitles. A well-rounded plan like this is what really gets you to fluency. So, the next time you press play on your favorite show, think about how you can use it more actively.
You know it's a fun and powerful motivator. And now you have a real strategy to make it a truly effective part of your learning journey. The only question left is, how are you going to use it?